Welcome back to the Waco Wolf Pack. Today we're going to do Are You Smarter Than a Third Grader? I'm a third grader and this is my homework. Liz, Joe, Beth, and Ralph want to share 8 markers equally. So they divide 8 by 4. Which pictures show how many markers each child will receive? If you divide 8 divided by 4, 8 divided by 4 equals 2.
That's true.
Yes. And then our second question is, Candace collects 36 shells. She places the shells in bags with 9 shells in each bag. What is 36 divided by 9? If you want to do 36 divided by 9, I would make an array. So I'm making... Well, there's an array on here, and I guessed at the first. I thought it was 6 at first, but then I saw that it had to be divided in a couple of groups. So in equal groups. So, and I tried that 6, but it didn't work. So then I started on 9. I added 3 left, and then I circled 1 9, and then another 9. And that seemed like it would work out. So I kept circling the 9s, and it ended up with equal amounts. So now I have 36 divided by 9 equals 4. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to circle that. And then the third question is, Coach Spencer has 56 basketballs in the gym. He places the balls on a rack with 7 shelves. He places the same number of balls on each shelf. How many basketballs does Coach Spencer put on each shelf? Write your answer in the space provided. So I made an array here. So I made 56 circles. And then if you and then I circled 6 first, but I always circle 6 first. And then but that wasn't right. So and I circled all of them and they weren't right. There was a couple of left. So then I tried one more. So I tried 7. So then I did 7. So I circled. So I circled these and then 50, and then if you have the 56 that Coach Spencer's the basketballs and the 7 shells, and that was 56 divided by 7, and you counted up all of the lines and all the circles, you would have 7. So 56 divided by 7, well, you actually would have 8. So 56 divided by 7 equals 8. So that is my answer. And then this one is, Alex has 24 new marbles. He and his 3 friends share the marbles equally. Which equation shows how many marbles each child receives? So first, I start with 6 always. Mm-hmm. And then I went to 9. Okay, and I went to 9, and so first I circled all the 6s, and that didn't equal up. So I circled all the 9s, and I still have a couple left. Well, and you have to split them up into 3. So and then I thought just -1 because I've never done it. So I minus that one, and then I circled 8 of 3 groups of these, and then I got 8 because 24 divided by 3 equals 8. And that's that paper. And then we have our reading. I've already answered these questions, just to tell you. So I'm going to read you the story first. The invention of every toy has a story. Some stories tell how the toys were named. Others stories tell how the toys were invented. All stories include fun facts. Just before 1950, inventor George Lerner observed something interesting about children. He saw how much they loved to play with their food. He decided to create a set of push-pin plastic face parts Children push the nose, mouth, eye, and ear parts into real potatoes. These potatoes became playmates to children. This toy was named Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head was the first toy to be advertised on television. The appearance of Mr. Potato Head has changed over time. A plastic potato body replaced the need for a real potato 8 years later. Now there is also a Mrs. Potato Head. This toy is found in puzzles and electronic handheld games. Mr. Potato Head continues to be a popular toy with children of all ages. Question 1. Read the sentence from the paragraph. A plastic potato body replaced the need for a real potato 8 years later. In this sentence, the word replaced means played with, removed from, substituted for, told about. I'm just going to give you a second for this.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The answer was C. Number 2. That's what I think. Number 2. What does Mr. Leonard do just before he invents the face parts? He plays with a group of children. He watches children play with food. He creates a name for his invention. He appears on television with Mr. Potato Head. I'm just going to give you a second.
Okay.
It was he watches children play with food. What is the main idea of this paragraph? I don't really know about this one, if this is right or wrong. Mm-hmm. Mr. Potato Head was invented by George Leonard in 1950. Mr. Potato Head was the first toy advertised on television. Mr. Potato Head is found in electric handheld games. Mr. Potato Head has changed over time, but remains a popular toy. I'm just going to give you a second. This is what I think, just to remind you that. Okay, I'm guessing A. Mr. Potato Head was invented by George Leonard in 1950. This is just a question that you have to write it down. Yes?
So on this last one, was that whole thing you just read one paragraph when it says what was the main point of that paragraph?
Yeah, that paragraph that I just read was what was the main idea about that?
I kind of feel like it's the last option for the answers. Because I feel like that's the bigger picture. You know what I mean? Because saying it was invented at this point, it's like, but it's a bigger story about how it was invented and then it changed. I don't know. Maybe it is the first one. It could be either. It could be either. I don't know. I guess it wasn't talking about today, but it was about it evolving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't really know.
I don't really know either, which is kind of sad, but
it isn't sad. So do you either think it's
so definitely the first or the last one? Either the one you guess or the one I guess. It's one of those two. The rest are ridiculous. Like that's not the answer, but it's a toss up.
But I don't know. I'm just gonna go with my answer.
Okay.
Just for now.
Let me know.
And then the last one, is what are the features of a fun toy? I just wrote down these. You can just tell me in the comments, okay? I wrote you can use it many times, and you can play with it with your friends. So tell me if you got that wrong or right in the comments. And that's all we have today. So goodbye and see you next time.